Today we're covering how to teach kids the modern tennis forehand ground stroke. Hey tennis friends, I'm Randy. Let's jump right into it. First thing to cover is the grip. The student can either have an Eastern grip or a semi-Western grip. Now that we're learning the modern forehand, we got to make sure that the kids are split stepping. So every time the ball comes, they should be making a split step where they're hopping in the air, landing on the balls of their feet, getting prepared for the oncoming ball. And how they time it is to make sure that when their opponent is starting their swing and then starting to accelerate, that they initiate their split step, so then by the time their feet hit the ground is when they're ready to go react to that oncoming ball. After they split step, they're going to do the unit turn where they pivot, rotating their shoulders and hips in a loaded position. After the student turns and gets their unit turn, their hands are going to be to here, and this is great for kids. We don't want their hands to go all the way back here, because then by the time they go, it's just a big move and they may end up hitting late. We see that with the pros, but at the recreational level, we want them here and then have their hands separate where their belly button is, almost at their midsection here. And then when they go to drop their racket, the racket strings could be facing down towards the ground or the side fence. We just don't want the strings facing up. So in this position, everything else with the basic forehand is the same. The racket butt is facing the net, and then they're going to drop under the ball and then accelerate up over the shoulder. If you guys are finding value from this video thus far, please hit that like button. It helps me spread this video to more people and get more kids on the court. Once the loop is established, a couple things to be aware of is to make sure that when the racket is here and then it goes to drop, that the racket head is actually below the hand before it is accelerating up through the stroke. Sometimes what happens is people take the racket back here, they go to do their loop and their hand is super tight. So the racket is at the same height as the hand. So this hand is going to need to loosen up to get this racket head to drop below hand level, so they can get under the ball and accelerate up to get more of that top spin that you see the pros hit. The swing path is going to be a little bit more up and across. So when the racket goes back, it's here. The swing path goes up and across to really generate a lot of spin. Oftentimes, if the hand's a little bit tighter, you'll see students go more through and up, but it's more pushing the ball, raising the ball up with topspin, rather than relying on your shoulders and hips to rotate through, where your racket's going up and across the ball. This will allow for more of a natural feel. Because there's so much energy being built up in the modern forehand with the loading and the coiling, that after you swing and you hit the ball, it's okay for your back leg to follow through the stroke. So before, when teaching kids in a more basic forehand, when they're first learning, you go step, hit, and they finish on tiptoe back here. The modern forehand, they're here, lots of energy is being built, so they're going to have this finish go around. And the reason why having the back leg come forward when they hit is to allow for more of a weight transfer into the ball, but also because the game is so fast, they're going to need to be able to do a crossover step or side step back. And by getting that finish, it brings the back foot up so they can do both of those moves effectively. For the most common mistakes kids make on the modern tennis forehand, check out the next video.